Now, I want to get your thoughts on federal politics, and I love it when we see the pre-election period of people doing these sort of PR stunts. There was Scott Morrison and Jenny and the family doing the 60 Minutes piece a couple of weeks ago, but now we're seeing a lot of these magazine treatments and sit-down interviews from Albanese. Have you looked at Anthony Albanese's Women's Weekly spread, and what do you make of it?
Oh, look, it's completely unsurprising. It's exactly the kind of fodder you would expect Women's Weekly to dish up, styled the way you would expect it to be styled, and the content you would expect. It's a very soft touch, soft lens. I would also want to volunteer there. I think, it's trying to paint Mr. Albanese as somebody who is a family person, perhaps. It's trying to paint him as, warm, relatable and approachable. It's standard, as you say, pre-campaign fare.
I think it was important for him to actually do the spread with his girlfriend, Jodie Hayden, I think the name is. I mean, it's nice.
I didn't know he had one.
Yeah, well, there you go. So
I didn't know he was in a relationship.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of publicity in the past. So this is kind of a big official introduction for her in the lead up to the campaign. Doesn't say whether she'll campaign with him. I bet she does. I bet he'll want a partner by his side through part. It just seems to be something that we like to have in our politics. It's interesting.
Yeah, people are saying to essentially Mr. Albanese and Mr. Morrison are both saying the same thing. This is who I am. Trust me to lead the country. I think Jenny Morrison said something along the lines in the 60 Minutes interview, as Scott will help you, live the life of your choosing. And I think that's the bottom line with a government. We don't want governments in our lives. We want to kick governments out of our lives. And I think, I don't know all that much about Mr. Albanese. Certainly didn't know he was in a relationship. Is it relevant? Only because he wants to be the leader of our country. That's the only reason it's relevant.
It sure is. Now, I've got to get your thoughts on the Queen. We know she's infected with coronavirus. Of course, she gets the best of care. She's in her 90s. She's cancelled another engagement, and we know she's pretty stoic. She wouldn't be cancelling things lightly. Let's hope that her health is in good order.
Yeah, I love the Queen. I'm not a monarchist and I'm not a Republican. I am actually completely indifferent, but I do love the Queen. No, I really am. I am. I think she's an incredible woman who could have easily walked away from the duty that was served up to her on a platter when her father died, like many of her relatives did, chose to walk away. But she's sown her life into service of her country, and she has cleaned up the messes of her family, her children and sisters and whatnot. And she's just I think she's an incredible role model for women of all ages and people of all ages. I really hope that she pulls through. I'm not emotionally ready to consider an alternative, Chris.
No, indeed. I think everybody would share your sentiments there. Thanks for joining us, Gemma. Have a great weekend.
It's a pleasure as always. See you soon.